They say these heels are for walking. In my case, sneakers. Now we're going to continue to show you innovative and cost-effective ways of redoing one aspect of the house that is very close to my feet, the floors. But one thing that I love about this is that it's completely DIY. Now joining me today is my main man, one man who has so much drive, passion for floors and life. From Suntups, I have Steven. Steven, how you doing, man?
Good. Alright, cool. How you doing?
Good.
Good.
Hi, top. Steven, tell us a bit more about Suntups and how you got started in the flooring industry.
Well, Freedom goes back a long time, but now about 23 years. I come from a family of woodworkers, and we landed up wooden flooring. 23 years later, we've been through the old school, and we're now hitting the new age guys, and we're distributing our floors all over South Africa. Our name's been in the market, as you say, 23 years.
Wow.
People trust our name. All our floors are fully guaranteed by us, not by the installers, but by our company. We moved on from solid timber flooring, which is the flavor of the month, but we moved to new age technology. Not quite solid anymore, but a huge amount better.
Now, Steven, talking about old school coming into the new age. Now, we always talk about innovation, cost effectiveness, and sustainability of all different products. Now, tell us more about your range.
Our range, I've got my box of samples here, which I'm going to show you. As I said, we distribute our floors all the way around the country, nationwide, also up into Africa. Wow. All our dealers have a sample box like this to show their customers. In the box, we have all the different ranges of the different floors that we do. But what I'd like to show you, very important, I'll just put my glass on so I can see what I'm doing, is the construction of the floor. The floor today is made with a solid top face of exotic timber, and the tongue and groove downwards is plywood. Wow. This creates the equal lifespan of a solid wooden floor, but you've got the stability of the ply, so we now created a stable solid floor. Wow. You can only sand a solid floor up until the top of the tongue anyway, so we've kept the same amount of space up until the top of the tongue. It's just the thickness of ply. So this is a solid floor that's stable, and once our floor is laid on a Elastalon system, which is this mat you've seen us rolling out here, our company give a 5-year, irrespective of humidity, failure guarantee. We say our floors don't fail.
Now, Steven, a floor like this, how would you prepare it? We always say to our viewers, when you're doing a DIY job, it's all about preparation. And knowing that the existing floor had tiles on it, would you take out the tiles? What would you do to prepare it?
Okay, with our system, it's not necessary to take out the tiles. All we need is a flat surface. If it happens to be the tiles are flat, we're happy with that. Tiles are also a very good moisture barrier, so it also keeps the moisture down. So our system is very simple compared to some of the old-fashioned ways, which is very complicated, of nailing down and sanding and sealing. All our system is, it's basically laid on this mat, which we call Elastalon. It's a peel and stick system all the way. There's a 70-year guarantee on the bond of the mat to the back of the floor.
Wow.
So this whole floor becomes a glue down installation. However, the important thing is the base of this mat is not glued down to the floor. That enables the floor to move freely. So that's why we can give our guarantees, because of the simplicity of our system. DIY guys can do this. However, a lot of guys want contractors to do it. All our floors are available nationwide. But you want to DIY, I'm sure once you finish looking at this program and viewing this program, your viewers will be able to install a floor like this.
And Steven, wooden floor looks beautiful, but there's always that small touch of skirtings that finishes off a floor beautifully. Now, what type of range do you guys have?
Okay, when it comes to skirtings, we generally in South Africa, a lot of guys just buy a Meranti skirting and try and stain it too, because it's got a lot of different color variations in Meranti. Try and stain it, and all that takes work. You got to now fit your skirting, you got to sand it down, you got to stain it, you got to fill the holes that you've made and sand those holes where you fitted your skirting, so you don't have this overspray of filler, and then seal it. We brought in now from Italy and Germany a range of skirtings. You can see the whole range on the board here. We've got maple, oak, walnut, jatoba, we've got even bamboo, unfinished oak in case the guys want to put their own stain on it, and of course the trims, which are T-strips and end caps, which are moldings to finish off the floor. We import skirtings now from Italy, which are real wood, but they're veneered, so it gives you a price advantage. The backing of the skirting is actually pine. You can see the pine there. It's quarter sawn pine. The grain is in a straight grain, which gives you stability. I don't know if they can see that straight grain of the pine behind
Yes,
here.
I can see it.
And the face is real wood veneer. Right, so in this case we're going to be putting a Jatoba floor down. Here's the Jatoba, and our skirting will match the flooring much easier than having to try and stain and match.
Okay.
This is a pre-finished skirting, so we just shoot it in with a pneumatic gun, which we're going to do later, and we just put a little bit of filler of the same color, and it's invisible.
And that's
So we do the whole range of skirtings, quarter rounds. In this case we have a reducer. This reducer will end off this floor because we were slightly higher on the floor to the tile over there. So of course this reducer will give us almost a flush, little ramp kind of effect. And you'll see, well, maybe, you can see we're getting a bit of a reduction down to,
Yes.
even though this is on the skirting, we'll do this with the real wood just now on the flooring. Freedom, now we're going to start laying the floor. We've done the prep work, we've cut off the back of the mat. We have our flap.
Okay.
We're going to lay on the flap. When the board's in position, we'll pull the flap out and it'll be stuck permanently.
Okay.
The reason why we lay on the flap and not directly on the sticky side, if you lay it skew, when it's on the sticky side, you're not going to be able to straighten it.
Okay, it's extremely sticky, eh?
It's got a 70-year guarantee, as you said, on the bond. It's a mat especially made for wooden flooring. So let's just place our second board on the mat. Now we've got the opportunity to make sure that everything is tight.
Right, okay. And I can see your spaces there.
We've got spaces here, so we create an expansion joint. So when the floor does expand a little bit in the wet, rainy season, it's got space to expand. Here we are on the mat. You can see we're very happy now. We've closed the joint, it's nice and tight and all equal. Make sure that it's all straight onto the spaces. Tight there. What we'll do now, we'll just pull that straight again. The first line, of course, is always the hardest. You can just hold it in place. Okay, one more time. Get it square here. Right. And we'll just pull this mat out from underneath. It's always a bit difficult on the first line. Give it a bit of a hit. Right. Now we can pull out and you'll get that straight. Right. There. And now we can pull this one out as well. Give it a smack. There we are. Now we're ready to continue laying. So let's take a second line. The joints. Little smack to get it tight.
Okay.
Second board. A little bit of a heat this way. Use the hammer, the rubber side.
There we go.
That's it. And a little tap that way. Right.
That's not bad.
You'll see the mat will come out easy now. You just hold your hand flat.
Okay.
Simply pull. Hold your hand flat. Okay, that one. Okay, it can go back in again.
Okay.
Right. Roll it, slide it again.
Okay, and I'm just going to give it a one.
Give it a smack. Cool. Little pull there.
Ah.
And leave it just like it, just underneath. Yeah.
Okay.
If it goes a little bit far, we just tuck it under a little bit. You don't get the mat caught in the next floor.
Let's see, here's 1, 2, 3. And Rian is your uncle. In this case, Steven is my uncle.
Hey, Freedom. Now that you know how to do it, are you gonna do the whole floor?
You know what? I'll help out.
Yeah, I'll help.
I'll help
Now we'll both help, but as you can see, it's a simple procedure.
All right. I really can't believe how easy it was to install these wooden floors. I thought it was going to be a mission, but the guys from Suntups have been doing their thing. The floor is in, and now for the final touches. Steven has a bit of a trick to teach me. So Steven, you know, normally you find that builders, when they're doing the plaster on the walls, they were a bit on cloud 9 and the walls are a bit crinkled cut. Putting in your skirtings, what is a trick that you can give me for putting in skirtings to make sure that they're straight and I don't need to use a lot of silicone or filler on them?
Freedom, yes. Mitering of skirtings is normally straight 45-degree cut. However, the walls are never exactly 45.
Yes.
So you've always got to have a bit of filler. It makes it difficult.
Hey.
In the old days, they used to cope their skirtings, and I'm going to show you now how to cope a skirting. So it doesn't matter if your wall is 45 or 38, you always get a good fit.
Okay, so old school for new school.
Old school still works. Old school guys use the coping saw.
Okay.
And this coping saw is a hand scroll saw. And what we can do with this is actually scroll the skirting so you don't have to be exactly at 45. It doesn't matter what angle you sit at.
Okay.
It'll always give you a tight fit. So
old school for new school.
100%. So I'm going to just show you how we do that.
Okay.
We actually cut the 45 mitre all the way down,
Okay.
the normal way, and we reverse cut backwards 3/4 of the way, leaving us with this little lip.
Okay.
Right? What we do now, as you can see, it's 45 on the top, and we're going to cut this little lip out, and that little feather is going to fit over the skirting board to give a 45 look as far as the cut goes, but it doesn't matter the angle.
Wow.
So now we're going to cope this piece of wood. So all we do, put my glasses on so I can see.
And safety first.
Safety first. We're going to. Right, here we have a piece off. We've now coped our edge out. You can see from the top, it still shows 45. Underneath, you just see this little lip, this little feather. And that's going to cover the other skirting and give you the 45-degree look. So let's just place this in position and put it in there, and there you can see it. Perfect fit, and you still have the 45 cut on top.
Wow.
So it doesn't matter if your wall is 45 or 38, it's irrelevant. You get a perfect fit every single time.
Wow, that's amazing, Stephen. You saw it for yourselves, guys. Old school tricks for a new school guy. Now, Stephen, the only thing that's left is shooting them in, putting in our quarters, and then the most important thing is that this floor is beautiful. Now, I need to be able to maintain this. How do we go about it?
Freedom, the most important part of living with a wooden floor is the maintenance. It's very basic, very simple. Come, I'll show you.
Okay. So, Stephen, is this the maintenance kit?
Freedom, every floor that Suntups floor gets installed comes with a free maintenance kit.
Okay.
In the kit, we have a specialized cleaner. It's for free. It's a starter to show the guys how to maintain with the right products. So it comes with a cleaner. Also in the kit are pads for the under the furniture legs.
Wow, this is great.
So most people wouldn't put it on and you start scratching.
Scratching the
we
floors.
We supply these all at no charge.
Okay.
Pads, and also important is our leaflets. This leaflet,
maintenance brochure.
This is our maintenance brochure.
All right.
As you can see, a Suntups Wooden Flooring maintenance brochure, and inside the brochure
gives you all the do's and the don'ts.
Do's and don'ts. So it's all here, but I'm going to show you the basics so you can see what we have, what we're doing.
Okay.
Okay, so let's just show you the basics. Very important. Every day you need to dust mop your floor. The daily maintenance is simple. It's just dust mopping.
Okay.
What the dust mop does is the dust clings to the microfibers, and if you don't do this, fine dust can cause fine scratching. So just a daily dust mop. It's simple. If I can demonstrate it to you, I'll show you exactly how it's done. Daily with a dust mop, Freedom. Once a week, clean the floors. Now, as we know, floors and water don't mix.
Exactly.
Right? So what you need is, we call it a dry damp mop.
Okay.
So you put your solution, your cleaning solution, in one of your bowls of water. You put your mop in, squeeze it all out, and clean your floor, and then clean it in the clean water and back into the solution.
Okay.
And that's just damp, and that's it.
All right.
As long as you've got your felt pads, your daily cleaning, your weekly cleaning, this floor should be good for 25 years before you should even touch it.
Wow, I love the guarantee.
Simple as that.
Now, Stephen, the maintenance is great. I absolutely love these floors. One thing that I want to know, where do people get hold of you?
Freedom, our floors are available nationwide throughout the whole of South Africa, even up into Africa. But distributors all over the country, wherever there's a town, our floors are available. If not, you'll email us and we'll make a floor available for you in your area. Our website is www.suntups.co.za.
Or you can go to www.diymetrian.co.za.
Right, guys, there's a technique to using a dust mop. It's not just a matter of doing this, because all you're doing is moving the dust around. If you notice on your dust mop, there's a swivel head. So you'd actually move the dust forward all the time and come back again and swivel again and go forward. This way, the dust is sitting in front of the mop all the time. So this is the way to dust mop a floor. Do this daily and you'll stop all those little surface scratches. Just like that. So it's not a back and forward movement. Use the swivel head on the mop. Right, now I'm going to show you also how to clean the floors with water. Cleaning the floor. This is the cleaner that we gave you. Open the lid and you mix the right amount of solution in the water. So put a bit of solution in the water. It's like washing your body without soap. You don't get clean. So even with the floor, a little bit of soap with the water and that will clean your floor nicely. Right, so we take our mop, saturate it in the solution, and we'd squeeze all the excess water out, and here we can then mop our floors. Simple as that. Always try and go with the grain of the wood. It's much easier so you don't get any streaks going in the opposite direction. Right, so here we're cleaning with the grain of the wood. Now we would clean the mop in the clean solution, squeeze out, and back into our mix. Squeeze all the water out, and then we can mop again. Right. There we go. And it's as simple as that. Clean your floors, maintain your floors, dust mop your floors, and put the felt pads on your furniture, and that'll eliminate a huge amount of problems that people have with wooden floors as far as scratching goes.